I still miss him after all these years. While working in the pulmonary ward at the university hospital in my town, I got to know this older man in his mid to late 70s whom I ended up having this grandpa/grandson relation with. We could joke about pretty much anything. The darker, the better. Once I came into his room with all his kids and grandchildren present, he said to me, "All right, Havard, so they haven't fired you yet?" I replied, "And you're still breathing?" Exclamation. We both laughed. His family had this big WTF look on their faces, not understanding anything going on between us. Perhaps a month and a half later, I was working a night shift, and we always visit the patients when we start our shifts to let them know who's working that night. He was sitting on his bed eating a sandwich watching the news on the television. This was around 22:10 p.m. He seemed fine and everything was great. We talked and laughed and I told him that I'd come back in a few hours and that he'd call if he needed anything. At 2:00 a.m. I made another round to his and the other's room to literally make sure that they are all breathing. I found him hyperventilating on the bed. I pressed the alarm button and 2 other nurses came running. I sat down next to him. He took my hand and squeezed it hard. He looked at me as he started to tear up, obviously scared. Perhaps a minute later his heart stopped and he died right in front of me. I've seen a lot of death in my lifetime, but after this incident, I quit my job and never looked back. I still miss him after all these years.